Can you tell me about a time when you had to face a very difficult talent acquisition problem to give someone an understanding of, you know, what the kind of problems that you're solving, the impact that you're making, that you want to make, that you have made, that wasn't easy, and that you're very proud of?
Yeah, I mean, so I think there's a couple of things come to mind. One in particular, joint organization, and they had a tech stack in place that was, how should we say, broken. And they had these huge recruiting goals. And and if you think about recruiting, it's a lot like supply chain. You know, you've got the candidate, you've got to screen them, you got to bring them in, evaluate them, hire them, onboard them, and then develop them. Because if you don't invest in them, they're going to end up leaving. And you want to make sure we're investing in them so that each year they're getting better at their craft. And in order to do that effectively, we are given a budget and we have to understand where we invest our dollars to market our jobs, to give the recruiters the tools they need to be able to find the candidate so that we can evaluate them and then hire them. And I was charged with the task of rebuilding, bringing in a new applicant tracking system, bringing in a new career site, bringing in a new CRM. And this is really a failure story that has a successful end to it. And we were at a there was a time constraint. So we had to pull all this together. And one of the reasons that you have to do these things, one is to accelerate that process, eliminate process waste, and then also with the career site, be able to understand where our candidates are coming from, so we could intelligently invest in those channels that are going to give us the best return. And so these are some of the outcomes of the tech stack. Well, along the way, a few people had moved on to other opportunities in the market, and the implementation did not go well. And we had to fix it, as Andrew alluded to. While the plane was in flight, we were still changing things out to get it to work. And in doing so, you know, there were some challenges along the way. I had, you know, the way I look at it, we have a customer set. A customer is the candidate. A customer is the recruiter. A customer is the hiring manager, and the last customer is the business, right? And so how do we serve all those constituents to meet the needs of the organization? And so there was basically, you know, feedback and static and friction coming from every one of those channels. So we had to course correct, getting that plan together, building it to that desired state. There were some valuable lessons learned in it that I was able to apply in the next round in which we were implementing these tools. And so it's really about, I mean, the foundational component is the communication. And when you are in that vulnerable space where you think maybe you're failing or you're not on track to meet the deadlines that are provided to you by your boss, by the organization, don't be afraid to ask for help. And this is one time where I didn't do that, or I wasn't as active as I should have been. And so there was a price to pay in the outcome. And so my comment to that, you know, for anybody is, anytime you are doing something, if you are not going to meet the deadline, not meet the objective, the expectation, don't be afraid to speak up soon so that you can get the support, the help you need, because so many times people are there to help you. And we have to do is ask. But if they don't know you need the help, they're not going to offer it because they don't know.